Morales. They might just call me childish if I got to catch them all or volunteer to take the challenge. Brick and mortar, I got the plug and the orders. I got the connect account, I can get me the sort of joy I get from toys, noise, action, BB, toys, noise, action, brick and mortar, I got the plug and the orders. I got the connect account, I can get me the sort of joy I get from toys, noise, action, game. Bang, 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 bang. Action figures.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Toys, Noise, and Action Figures. I'm your host, Reg Henny, and I'm actually, it's about might be about 2:30 in the morning sometimes, something like that. And I'm doing this short video review. I just got home from watching Avengers Endgame, and I couldn't wait to actually get on here and actually give my thoughts on it. It's been a minute. First off, let me run it back a little bit. I want to say hello to everybody and apologize. It's been a minute. I let a bunch of things going on, life and everything like that, you know, doing some adulting, and haven't been able to really get on and edit videos and upload them, get the content going the way I wanted to. But being that I got opening night tickets for Avengers right here in the back, those guys right there, I got tickets for opening night Avengers Endgame this Thursday night, and I wanted to get back here and give my thoughts on it. I couldn't wait to give my thoughts on it because the movie was, in a word, excellent. It's an excellent movie. It's an excellent movie. If you saw Infinity War, which everybody did, and you enjoyed that, the Russo brothers did not disappoint. No spoilers, but full disclosure, you're going to enjoy it. It's an adventure. If you're like me and you grew up on the 80s movies and those kind of movies back in the day that just had a bunch of different scenes and took you all over the place and had a bunch of adventure going on, a lot of action sequences and everything like that, you are really going to enjoy this movie, just like they did in the last movie. They carried that over. They took a pretty bow and wrapped up the last 10 years masterfully in this movie. Everything about it, from the cinematography to the acting. Action movies aren't known for getting the actors to really bring out their best acting chops, but the MCU has been knocking it out the park in that category, and this movie no different. They did a remarkable job of there's so many surprises in this movie. There's a lot of surprises, stuff that you wouldn't expect. They did a good job of keeping the lid on a lot of things. Just even with the trailers, there's really no hints in the trailers except for that they lost in the last movie and they're trying to come back and they're trying to redeem themselves. They're trying to avenge. They're trying to do their namesake and avenge the losses that they took in the previous installment. This franchise, the MCU, again, kudos to the Russo brothers and Kevin Feige and everything that they've been doing in the last 10 years and the last 21 movies, now 22, I guess. Awesome movie. If you hadn't made immediate plans to go see it like the rest of the planet did, you need to. If you're a fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, if you're a fan of just comic books or action movies in general, you're gonna want to see this. What they're able to do with CGI, it's not even fair anymore. What they're doing with CGI, I can't imagine like the old technology that we had back in the day, where after a couple of years it looks pretty dated. I don't know how they're gonna top what they're doing now. I'm sure they will. Technology just is like that. It keeps moving, but I can't imagine them actually topping what they've done with CGI with this movie. Even with Thanos, his performance alone, like the way they're able to capture the emotion and things like that in the movie. There's a lot of emotion in the movie, as it should be, with them wrapping up, again, 10 years and 21 movies or whatever, and it all culminating to this masterpiece right here, you're not going to be disappointed, man. Go out and see this movie. I already can't wait for the Blu-ray release so I could really analyze it. I plan on going to see it again. If you try to compare it to the previous movie, they're the same, but they're so different. They were able to make things work in this movie that the last movie set up really nicely. So again, you're not going to be disappointed in all of the performances that you see when you go check this movie out. With that being said, I mean, if I had to rate this movie, let's see, starting with the toys, nose, and action figure scale, let's say if we're going to start with, is it whack? Being that, like, you shouldn't waste your money. Don't go see it. Don't even wait for it to come on network television. If it does, avoid it at all costs. Is it cool? You know, why not? Yeah, go check it out. You don't rush out to go see it. Is it dope? You should definitely go see it. You know, and is it classic? Go see it once, go see it twice, go see it 3 times, go buy the special edition Blu-ray. Drum roll. I'm not even gonna do a drum roll. It's classic. It is a classic movie. And you got to get all the MCU movies. Let's just put it like that. If you don't already own the majority, if not all of the MCU movies, this one, I mean, just wraps it up perfectly. This has never been done in cinematic history. I mean, everybody does trilogies. Trilogies are the big thing. I remember, like, in the last maybe 15 years or so, trilogies really became a big thing. There's always the sophomore jinx, the sequel curse sometimes. Clearly, the MCU wasn't worried about that because they're 21 movies in, and you can rank them however way you want to. But this movie can't be judged just on its own because of how they've tied in all the movies together. I mean, you took comic book movies and basically made a soap opera out of them. The closest we've come to that, in my opinion, is the Star Wars, movies, they're wonderful. Don't get me wrong. I love Star Wars, but some of them are hit or miss. I know a lot of people had a love-hate relationship with what Lucas did, and they got a love-hate relationship with what Disney is doing now with the Star Wars movies. But man, they have made such a uniform, well put together, well synchronized series of movies, and this movie, Avengers Endgame, is no different. I mean, they've taken what they've done in the past and they've exceeded it. And I mean, as a movie lover and as a comic book fan, I mean, you can't ask for any more. There are some comic book purists that hopefully by now you've learned to look at the cinematic universe of any comic book for that matter, not just Marvel or DC or whatever, what have you. But you've learned to go, okay, there's certain things that translate better in live action, and there's certain liberties that the writers and the producers are going to take and that the directors are going to take, and hopefully as a comic book fan you understand that, and you can kind of look at it like when different artists and different writers take over a series in comic books, and they kind of have their own spin on it, their own interpretation of the characters and the storylines. But I think you just have to judge comic book movies separate from the source material. In the case of this movie, there's there's plenty of Easter eggs. There's plenty of ways they've been able to fit in certain characters. There's a bunch of secrets going into the movie. Again, I'm not going to do any spoilers right now. I'll do another in-depth review of the movie maybe in the next week or so, where we can really delve into the different characters and the different developments in this movie, because there's a lot to cover, and I can't wait to talk about it and hear some of your comments and your thoughts on it or whatnot. But it's a classic movie. I mean, on the Toys, Noise, and Action Figure scale, this is a classic movie with classic directing, with classic writing, with classic performances from all of the actors that are involved. There are some round of applause moments throughout the movie, which as a fan, you love to see those things, especially when it's your first time seeing it in theaters, and the other fans appreciate it too. And you see things happen and developments in the storyline. You're like, that felt good to watch that, just now. So it's not just waiting till the end of the movie and a climax. There's just things throughout the movie where you're like, I'm so glad they did that, or I'm so happy they did that. So it's definitely a classic. With that being said, you got to go see it. That's all to it. You definitely have to go see it. This has been Toys, Noise, and Action Figures. I'm your host, Red Cheney. And as always, be good to yourself, be good to others. You work hard, open your toys, play with them. Peace. It's not as easy to snap with this thing. It's just Thanos made it look. Peace out, guys. Take care.
Miles Morales, they might just call me childish. If I got to catch them all, I volunteer to take the challenge. Brick and mortar, I got the plug and the orders. I got the connect, you count a kind of can get me the sort of joy. I get my toys, noise, action, BB, B8, action, brick and mortar, I got the plug and the orders. I got the connect, you count a kind of can get me the sort of joy. I get my toys, noise, action, Endgame, bang, 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 bang.